Hey, what's up, YouTube world? It's your girl, the Venusian Bull. I am back again, and we are at the culmination of the planets in the houses series because we are now going to be discussing the ethereal, majestic, mystical, spiritual 12th house. Yes, that's what we are getting into. So, you know how we do an introduction video. First off, I want to remind everyone to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you go ahead and click that like button, and we engage over here. We discuss in the comments, so make sure you go ahead and do that as well, okay? So to kind of give a brief overview of the 12th house, and it's kind of difficult to give a brief overview of the 12th house because it's just so deep and there's so many things. It's a very multifaceted house, and there's a lot of different components to the 12th house, and throughout the planets I will be discussing different facets of the 12th house. So if I happen to forget something in one video, just don't forget to watch them all, okay? I tell y'all this in all of the videos, and also be sure that understand that these are general characteristics, and everything may not apply to you specifically because depending on what sign you have on the 12th house cusp, what aspects the specific planet is making, and things of that nature. So you have to keep that in mind. I always say that, I always stress that, okay? So the generalization of the 12th house. This is a very, like I mentioned before, this is a spiritual house. This is a mystical house. This is a house of creativity. This is a house of compassion. This is a house of artistic expression and talent of all of the arts. We're talking performing arts, visual arts, film, editing, all of that type of stuff, anything beauty related, hair, makeup, all of that type of thing. Obviously, this is a house that's big on spirituality, so anything having to do with astrology or tarot, this is like the quintessential, you know, head wrap lady kind of woman energy with the candles burning the sage, okay? This is the 12th house. That's her. That's this energy, okay? And you know, the 12th house is very akin to Pisces, okay? So a lot of these traits are going to be similar if you happen to have Pisces placements or heavy Neptunian energy as well, okay? So also, to kind of get on the negative end of Pisces, of the 12th house, this house also has to deal with imprisonment, has to deal with addiction, it has to deal with delusions and, you know, like delusions of grandeur, seeing things with rose-colored glasses, being too idealistic, putting people up on a pedestal and things like that. This also has to deal with homelessness. This has to deal with isolation. It has to deal with like mental health issues. It can literally have to deal with you drowning, like physically, because this house does represent the ocean and deep waters and things of that nature. This house also represents dreams, okay? Very prophetic dreams. So if you happen to have heavy 12th house energy, make sure you're paying attention to your dreams because that stuff just might come true, okay? It may come to fruition. This is a very intuitive house. This house, if you have this energy, you know about things that are going to happen before they happen. This is a very sensitive energy. You feel people's energy and you can tell if it's toxic or not, but just make sure, you know, that you're using discernment, you know, because rose-colored glasses and all of that type of stuff, okay? So, you know, just keep that in mind. I'm pretty sure I'm missing some things, but we'll get into all of the logistics of the 12th house and the deep ocean of secrets. Oh, secretive. Forgot to mention that. This house is very secretive, and it can also be kind of like, you know, aloof and things like that, and just, you know, kind of subdued and kind of quiet and things of that nature. And we can't forget about, unfortunately, the thievery and the cheating and the stealing and things of that nature. But it does provide some insulation, so you can be protected with this energy as well if you use it right. Okay, so we're going to get into all of the logistics of that. I'm sure that as I go through the planets, I'm going to cover everything, I promise y'all. So make sure you stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe, and we're going to get into the planets in the 12th house. All right. All right, hey you guys. So in this video, we are going to be discussing Uranus in the 12th house. Okay, we are almost there, almost done with all of the planets in the houses series. So exciting. Okay, anyway, so Uranus in the 12th house is similar to having Uranus in Pisces, which, oh no, we don't have that right now. Okay, anyway, Uranus in Pisces, or having Aquarius on the 12th house cusp. Okay, so Uranus in the 12th. This is some very, very interesting energy. Very, can we say a spiritual rebel, so to speak? Yeah, I think we can. Like, yes, so this is the spiritual rebel. This is a spiritually rebellious kind of energy. And it's not just like, not necessarily careless and things like that, but this is somebody who is very much about, um, you know, the rights of people and, being an activist, but kind of like on a spiritual level. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this is a very interesting placement. It can present a very erratic energy. So sleep is like essential for Uranus in the 12th house to be able to replenish and kind of like rejuvenate themselves. You know what I'm saying? So you need your sleep. And usually people with 12th house energy, they don't mind sleep. They love sleep. But the erratic nature of your subconscious mind can kind of prevent you from being well rested, because the 12th house does have to deal with the subconscious mind. And Uranus, it's kind of like, I always like to say Uranus is like Mercury to the 10th power, or Mercury on crack, to be honest. And, pun intended, because 12th house is the house of drugs and addiction and all of that type of stuff. So your dreams tend to be more erratic if you have been under the influence, or if you have been intaking controlled substances. The prophecies and the messages that you're receiving can be very sudden. Like, you don't have to study anything. You don't have to look up anything. You just know things, but they're random things. Sometimes they don't have a purpose. Sometimes it's about somebody that you don't even know. Like, you could be like scrolling on social media, on Instagram or something like that, and just see somebody's profile picture and just get all of this energy and like all of these messages. And you even contemplate being like, I don't know you, but I feel like I should let you know this information. And I don't mean like those bots. I don't mean like that. Because, Uranus does have to deal with technology and social media and stuff like that. So your like spiritual focus and you connecting spiritually with people, a lot of that is going to happen, online, and it is going to happen, on social media and things like that. You may even have your own, spiritual page and things like that. Maybe not where you're giving advice, but you're just talking about things that you see and things that you prophesize. I always say, Uranus is a very prophetic energy, just like Jupiter. And then when you put it into the 12th house, it's just so magnetic, and it can erupt. It's kind of like a volcano kind of thing. So it can be very electric, the messages that you're getting, and whatever like spirits and entities that you encounter, you feel it. And I'm not saying that any other placements in this house, they don't feel that, but it's almost like a shock. You know what I mean? Like, what is it when they're trying to like, revive somebody, and like they're unconscious and they're using that thing to like, ooh, and they put it on your chest, and it's like, that's Uranus in the 12th house. But that's like spirits and demons doing that to you. You know what I'm saying? Or I should say entities, not demons, but sometimes they are demons that are doing that to you so you can get messages and stuff like that. I feel like this can even be like narcoleptic energy. I don't know if it's narcolepsy or epilepsy. The one where you just like randomly fall asleep in like the strangest places and stuff like that. Really be careful when you're operating motor vehicles, because you could just fall asleep. I'm gonna put the correct word. I'm just not able to like Google it right now. It's either epilepsy or narcolepsy. But your mind and your energy is just always on 10, even in a house that is always about sleep. So So sometimes you may just like fall asleep while you're walking. You're notorious for sleepwalking because you're dealing with these energies and things like that. And sometimes you enjoy it. Sometimes you're possessed by these energies and these entities, and they're having a party. You know what I'm saying? And it's fun, and it's like, it's a laughter, it's a good time. Somebody might be giving you a drink or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not always like, I feel like I haven't been like completely real when I discuss this, but the energies and the entities and things like that and the spirits are not always bad. They actually, in a lot of instances, can be pleasant energies and stuff like that. But you just kind of have to be mindful of like the messages and things like that that you are getting, from these entities and stuff. And like I said before, it's very much like you can still be in a room with a whole bunch of people and still feel just the energies as opposed to the actual human form. Okay. Alien takes on a whole new name when you have Uranus in the 12th house. So we're talking about, being connected to the other side and other realms. You're like connected to like extraterrestrial. Am I saying that right? I don't know. But you're connected to ET, okay? And but like spiritually. Like you don't necessarily have to go to space, although in your dreams you probably do go to space. And things like that. Oh, I just thought of another thing, and we're taking this back to Lovecraft Country because that is my show. I really hope this gets picked up for a season 2 on Apple Plus TV, crossing the fingers. But there was an episode, this was episode 7. See, I remember the episode numbers. This is how, like, I'm enthralled with this show, okay? The mother, the episode is called I Am. And they went through this portal, right? Where she was, like, thrusted. Her name was Hippolyta. Come on now, that is a Uranus type of name. It's different, it's interesting, it's unique. Okay, so her name was Hippolyta, right? And it was like Greek or something. The name is Greek or something like that. But she went through this portal, and she was like so like super duper smart, and so was her daughter, and she was able to figure out the portal and the direction and all of that stuff. And she went through it, and she basically went to other dimensions and other universes. She went to the future, she went to the past. She was able to see her husband who had passed away, and all she would say was, I am blank. I am, like, she wanted to be like performing with Josephine Baker, and she was able to do that. So that Uranus in the 12th house, it really gives me that kind of energy because it was very futuristically spiritual. Is that a thing? I think I just made it a thing. Okay, it's like futuristically spiritual. It's like space, but it's like other realms, and it's like different dimensions, and you're on different earths and different planets. This is the out of this world energy that Uranus experiences in the 12th house. Okay, but you experience that in your dreams. Now, if it was like, I mean, y'all could probably invent some type of portal that you can, run through. And I just don't feel like TV shows and movies be coming out with concepts like this if they're not actually possible in some way. Impossible things are happening every day. You know what I'm saying? So 4 white mice will never be 4 white horses. Lies, because they can, okay, if you have the magic. So can you create a portal to go to different dimensions? Maybe Uranus in the 12th house can invent something like that. Or at the very least, you go spiritually in your dreams and you like come back with something, like something physical, like something tangible from that experience, and that's like how people know like you really went there. Like you have a sword or something like that, or you have like a piece of jewelry, or like a piece of clothing, or maybe even like a photograph, or a piece of technology or something like that that's from the future. I know that she ended up getting like a bionic arm for her daughter in the show. Like, I'm sorry, but I know I'm supposed to be talking about Uranus in the 12th house, but like Lovecraft Country, we need you. We need that. We need that TV show. That was black Afrofuturism. Okay. It was like combining history and the past. And I'm sorry, history and the future. Like, so it was so like revolutionary to me. Um, so, but I think that it applies because I think that Uranus in the 12th is very much similar to that energy. It has that ability. So while you may have this, rebellious spirit and an erratic mind and stuff like that, and it's all crazy, it's because it's full of ideas. Like, you're so smart and you have all of these, um, I feel like I keep saying messages. I keep on using the same words over and over again, but literally it's like messages and different, even like different formulas and different like codes and things like that that are going through your head that, you feel like will help you better, understand the other side and the other realm and dealing with, the spiritual realm on a more like technical, basis. And also because it's Uranus, I have to talk about friends and your tribe. So social media is your best friend. That's where you will find your tribe, and discussing these types of spiritual things and entities and things like that. You may not actually have friends in real life. 12th house people don't really do real life like that. It's like everything is like a fantasy anyway. But when you have Uranus in the 12th house, you can simulate real life because you are very, you're always like on the internet and social media, and things like that. So it's like kind of real life, kind of not. You could definitely be secluded in your basement and just be like on your phone, on your laptop or whatever, in Facebook groups discussing, different spiritual technological advances, if that is a thing. I guess the portal that I was mentioning could probably be a thing, but telepathy is probably something that's very prevalent in your mind. You could probably see hear what people are thinking, and it's kind of like, really innate to you and stuff like that. Your energy is very strong and it's very magnetic. So even in real life, people will gravitate towards you. But it's not the people themselves, it's the spirits that are gravitating towards you. That's who you're becoming friends with, that's who you're connecting with, and things like that. So if you happen to have friends that transition to the other side, you like know deep down that they didn't really die because it's their spirit that I connected with. So their spirit is actually still here. Y'all are some deep motherfuckers, okay? Just deep. Deep, 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 deep. Okay. And you're, really about really embracing that and being able to, share this kind of mindset with the masses. It's not something that everybody is going to get. Obviously, you're going to come off like very conspiracy theory-esque in a lot of instances, but this is your truth, and Uranus deals with the truth. Although the 12th house deals with embellishing the truth and being overly embellishing and storytelling and lying, just to be frank. But Uranus deals with the truth, and you want to find the truth when it comes to your spiritual journey and how you can enhance that. And a lot of times, how you can enhance that through technology and through organizations and like even doing humanitarian work. I haven't really been talking about the humanitarian aspect of the 12th house, but with Uranus there, that kind of compounds that, the compassion that you just have for all people, and just wanting equality for all people is very near and dear to your heart. That is something that very much touches you. You feel like you kind of have a spiritual connection to everybody in some way, shape, and form, or just at least everybody's spirit. It's it's a very special quality that you possess, especially because you're probably somebody, as far as 12th house energy is concerned, more likely to deal with people in the outside world. I know I'm kind of contradicting myself, but it's because of your ability to relate to the masses, at least the masses that are a part of your tribe and stuff. And the internet and social media has really helped you. Like before the internet and social media, I feel like Uranus in the 12th house really had a hard time. They really had a hard time because they weren't able to find people in their tribe. It's so easy to find people nowadays because there's Google, there's all of these groups and organizations online, there's YouTube, there's so many different ways that you can, locate people who are similar to you, and you can connect with them, and you can converse with them and stuff like that. And if people still do Clubhouse or whatever, there's probably some group on there where you can actually talk to people and get vibes and energy based off of hearing people's voices. So that's another thing. So yeah, just very innovative outlook and opinions about spirituality. And you could be very distant from organized religion, like I said, maybe kind of had to rebel from that so that you can find your purpose in this world. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. I talked about the drugs briefly. Y'all know I talk about the drugs in all these videos. I wouldn't say for Uranus, and yes, don't do drugs, but more important than that, understand that drugs can provide a portal that you're always so much in search of, to like, because you're kind of like obsessed with the future and obsessed with futurism and seeing, and prophesizing what can be in the future. So drugs can take you to that state, or controlled substances and things like that can take you to that state where you can see that type of thing and see what's going to happen, and maybe even new inventions and things like that. You may prophesize a new invention and be able to get that patent, child. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing about the drugs. They can open up the portals, and in some instances can be beneficial in helping you to, assist in the grand scheme of things, and being able to help a large amount of people or whatever. So, but you're a little bit too erratic and unpredictable to kind of like really focus with this. But if you can hone it in, then maybe it can work. Okay. So I think we've reached the end of this video. Let me know if this information resonated with you. If you happen to have Uranus in the 12th, what spiritual technology moves you? What portals have you been able to open into the future? Let a girl know. Let your sister know, okay? Let the Venusian bull know. I want to know, okay? I want to know what makes you cry. You can tell me that, but not necessarily. But anyway, let me know if this information resonates with you. If you happen to know someone with this placement, let me know how it's manifested for them or for yourself. Also, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.